All right, today we're going to talk about Canada. Canada and the United States share a lot of similar characteristics. They both are really big in terms of land area. They both touch both the Pacific and the Atlantic Ocean, so they span across a very large area. And then we also share a lot of human characteristics with Canada. We are fairly similar when it comes to many of the human characteristics. So, some Canada specific facts. The Canadian average income is $41,401. That's about $10,000 less than the average US income. However, in Canada, they have a couple things that add into that. Canadians receive, I don't want to say free because they pay for it with taxes, but they receive government sponsored health insurance. And so families would not have to pay for health insurance out of that income. And then there are also places in which college is free for Canadians. So while it looks like maybe the average income is less, it's actually fairly similar to the United States based on those services that the Canadians also get. About 66% of Canadians practice a religion, which then means 33% of Canadians surveyed say that they do not practice a religion. Of that 66% that say they are religious, 33% are Catholic, 23% are Protestant, which are other Christian denominations, and then the remaining percentage would be smaller religions in Canada, other non-Christian religions. Canada is absolutely huge. It is number 2 in terms of land area. They only follow behind Russia. So only Russia has more land than Canada. But a lot of that land in Canada is so cold that people can't live there. So while they have a large land area, they don't have a very large population. Only about 37.5 million people live in Canada. They are number 37th in population. To put that in perspective, the United States is third or fourth in terms of land area, and we have the third largest population in the world. So we have a lot of land and a lot of people, while Canada has definitely a lot of land, but not that many people living there. 20.3% of Canadians are foreign born. That means living or were born outside of Canada. That could be born in the United States. That could be born in Central and South America, Europe, Asia. Just not born in Canada and are now living in Canada. The US number for foreign born is about 15%. So there are actually more immigrants living in Canada than there are in the United States. And then Canada produces 80% of all the world's maple syrup. Have a lot of maple trees. If you look at the flag that little squirrel is holding, that's the maple leaf on the Canadian flag. Here's a pie chart about religion in Canada. All of the teal colors are representing Christian religions. So the larger or darker color there is Catholic. And then you have Protestant and smaller Christian denominations. So Christianity definitely is the majority in Canada. It looks like the largest non-Christian religion in Canada would be Muslim, people who practice Islam. Here is a population density map of Canada. The dark purple areas along the southern border there, mostly in Quebec, are going to be the most packed people. Those are going to be cities. And then the opposite, if you look at that key, is that light yellow. Most of Canada is that light yellow color, which is 1.3 people and under per square mile. Up there in the northern part, you can see that it's all light yellow, meaning that there are not very many people who live up there at all. Most of the people are going to live on the southern part of Canada. And that's because that's where the warmest parts are. If you think about it, our coldest areas in the United States, like North Dakota, Maine, Washington, etc., are still warmer than the southern parts in Canada. So they all want to live there because of the climate. Canada physically, like we said, has a lot of land, but if we look back to that population density map, most of the land is not inhabited. That means that people don't or can't live there. 80 to 90% of all Canadian land does not have people. So what does it have? It has massive forests. That's how they're able to have as much lumber industry as they do have. And it also has animal herds. So most 80 to 90% of the land does not have people. Like I said just a minute ago, most of the people in Canada live along the southern border, along the US line. 80% of all Canadians live within 100 miles of the US border. That is crazy. 100 miles is not very long. 100 miles is like here to Salina or here to the Kansas-Oklahoma line. It's approximately an hour and a half drive from Wichita would be 100 miles. So the grand majority, 80% of people live really close to the US border. Canada has a lot of mountain ranges. We share the Rocky Mountains with Canada. The Canadian Rockies extend up into Alberta area, and they also have the Mackenzie Mountains, which are a high-peaked mountain range up in Northwest Territory. And then you have the Coast Mountains, which are along the coast in British Columbia. Canada itself has 10 provinces and 3 territories. The 10 provinces are the ones that are along, I suppose you could say, the bottom of Canada. Okay, so British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, Newfoundland, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Prince Edward Island are the 10 provinces here. And then 3 territories are the ones up here in the north. So Yukon Territory, Northwest Territory, and Nunavut are the 3 territories. What makes the difference between a province and a territory? Well, provinces are a lot like U.S. states. They elect a governor. They have similar governments that a U.S. state would have. They collect taxes. They provide schools. They provide roads, police, fire, etc. But up there in those territories, they don't provide those services. So there is not state-sponsored school in Yukon Territory Northwest and Nunavut. It's so cold, it's so wilderness up there that they don't provide services. So if you call the police, you're not necessarily going to get a response. The police do not necessarily service that area. However, there's kind of a cool thing. If you don't get services, you don't have to pay for services. So up in the territories, they do not pay taxes like the provinces to the south. So people live there, not very many, but it's like at your own risk that you're willing to live in the wilderness. You take that as your own risk that you're up there by yourself. Here's another population density map. The green represents areas where no humans reside. So you can see the white little spots up in the territories are a couple little areas in which people live, but the green is where nobody lives. So most of Canada, like we said before, is uninhabited. Canada culture, now these are going to be stereotypes. It's hard to talk about culture without a little bit of stereotypes. It's said that Canadians are generally really laid back, that they're extremely nice, that they apologize a lot, and I think Canadians would agree that that's kind of part of their culture. A lot of Canadians play hockey and other ice sports. However, soccer is increasing with kids, that there are actually more kids playing soccer in recent years. Most of those soccer teams are still going to be inside because it is so cold in Canada. Languages, 57% of Canadians speak English and 21% speak French as a first language. That's going to be primarily in Quebec. But then you also have a large number of Canadians that are bilingual or they speak both languages. And many Canadians migrate to the United States. That means move to the United States. For climate, they just can't get over how cold it is. They want to move somewhere that is a little bit more inviting climate-wise. Work, there's a lot of opportunities in the United States for work, a lot of jobs, where sometimes in Canada, because their population is smaller and because they have less industry, jobs might be hard to find. And then opportunities. If you are a singer, if you are an actor, you're probably going to move to the United States because this is where all the record labels are. This is where Hollywood is. So if you want to make it big, you better move. Okay, some hockey stats. 1.2 million Canadians 15 and older still play hockey. And however, hockey is only going to be the second of the most practiced sports by Canadians. Golf is actually number one, meaning that there are more Canadians that play golf than hockey. Golf might be just a little easier as you grow older. Hockey is a fairly physical sport. Okay, the Canadian government is similar but not identical to the United States. They actually have a parliamentary government where the legislative and executive branches are combined into what they call the parliament. In the United States, we elect representatives to go to the Senate and to go to the House of Representatives. And then we also have a separate election for the president, and we know that. In Canada, they do it a little bit differently. They elect the representatives from their province, that those representatives go to the parliament, and then the representatives actually pick who they want to be their leader, and that leader of the majority party is going to be the prime minister. The current prime minister pictured there is Justin Trudeau. The head of state in Canada is Queen Elizabeth. The Canadians have a good relationship with England, and technically, when they broke away, they still accepted Queen Elizabeth as the head of state. Here are some famous Canadians, singers and actors that moved to the United States, at least partially, that you might know. Okay, so Ryan Reynolds, Drake, Justin Bieber, Shawn Mendes, Keanu Reeves, Ryan Gosling, Mike Myers, who is the guy from Austin Powers, if you know what that is. A lot of Canadians have made it big. Okay, I'm going to go to a slideshow now with some facts about Canada. All right, some random Canadian facts. Canada's lowest recorded temperature is negative 81.4 degrees. That's so cold. Canada has more lakes than the rest of the world's lakes combined. Canada's population density is amongst the lowest in the world. They have very few people per square mile. Residents of Churchill, Canada actually leave their cars unlocked. So when polar bears come into the town, people can jump into the cars. 98% of Canadians can speak either English or French, both English and French. License plates in Canada's Northwest Territories are shaped like polar bears. I totally want one. In 2010, a Canadian man rescued a newborn baby. I don't know why that's on here. Canada has the largest coastline in the world. That means that, especially up in those northern islands, they're so kind of like random islands that they touch the ocean or the sea. So they actually have the most beaches or coastline, even though nobody goes there for vacation. In Newfoundland, the Atlantic Ocean freezes and people play hockey on it. Every Christmas, they address letters to Santa. They have the longest street in the world. The Mall of America in Minnesota is actually owned by Canadians. The U.S.-Canada border is the longest international border that is undefended, meaning that we do not defend that border because we trust the Canadians and they trust us. Canada has no weapons of mass destruction. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, where Japan attacked the United States, Canada declared war on Japan before the U.S. did because they're good friends. Canada is a word of the Iroquois, meaning village. Canada has an official phone number, 1-800-O-CANADA. Large parts of Canada have less gravity than the rest of the world. That's due to the fact that they're close to the North Pole. The police department in Canada give out positive tickets because they're so nice. Americans have invaded Canada twice and we lost. Canada has the third largest oil reserves after Saudi Arabia and Venezuela. and it was the third country in space. They like to make